The discovery. The Galactic Museum of Earth stood as a testament to humanity's first century of interstellar relations. Its gleaming spires and holographic displays drew visitors from across the cosmos, all eager to learn about the curious species that had so rapidly joined the galactic community. On this particular day, however, the most significant visitor was not an alien dignitary or esteemed scientist, but a 12-year-old girl named Zara Chen. Zara fidgeted with the hem of her school uniform as she trailed behind her classmates. Her dark eyes darted from exhibit to exhibit, taking in the dazzling array of alien artifacts and historical holograms. Unlike her peers, who chattered excitedly about the more flashy displays, Zara found herself drawn to the quieter corners of the museum. "Hey, Earth," to Zara. Her best friend, Malik, called out. "You're gonna get left behind again." Zara blinked, realizing she had indeed fallen behind the group. "Sorry," she mumbled, hurrying to catch up. As she jogged past a dimly lit alcove, something caught her eye. A faint, pulsing glow emanating from behind a protective force field. Curiosity overcame caution, and Zara found herself drifting towards the mysterious object. It was small, no larger than a tennis ball, and appeared to be made of a material that shifted between translucent crystal and liquid metal. Swirling patterns danced across its surface, reminiscent of galaxies in miniature. A placard beside the artifact read, "The Celestial Keystone. Origin unknown. Purpose. Hypothesized to be a ceremonial object or navigational tool. Age. Estimated 2.7 million years." Zara leaned in closer, mesmerized by the swirling patterns. Without thinking, she reached out, her fingertips brushing against the edge of the force field. To her shock, instead of the expected resistance, her hand passed through as if it wasn't there. The moment her skin made contact with the artifact, the world around her exploded into light. Zara gasped as images flooded her mind. Vast starfields, ancient civilizations, and technologies beyond her wildest dreams. The celestial keystone pulsed with energy, growing brighter and brighter until it threatened to outshine the sun. Alarms blared throughout the museum as the artifact's containment systems went haywire. Zara stumbled backward, her head spinning from the overwhelming sensory input. As her vision cleared, she found herself surrounded by a crowd of stunned onlookers, both human and alien. "Step away from the artifact," a security guard shouted, his voice tinged with panic. But it was too late. The celestial keystone had awakened, and with it, a chain of events that would reshape the galaxy. Dr. Elena Rossi, the museum's lead xenorchaeologist, pushed her way through the crowd. Her eyes widened as she took in the scene. The glowing artifact, the malfunctioning systems, and the dazed girl at the center of it all. "It's impossible," Elena whispered, her scientific mind racing to explain what she was seeing. "That force field was designed to withstand a nuclear blast. How did you?" Zara shook her head, still reeling from the experience. "I don't know. I just touched it, and then..." Before she could finish, a shimmering portal materialized in the air above the artifact. A holographic figure emerged, tall, ethereal, and unmistakably alien. Its form shifted and flowed like liquid starlight, and when it spoke, its voice resonated with the weight of eons. "After countless millennia, the keystone awakens," the being intoned. "The trial begins anew. May the worthy inherit the stars." With those cryptic words, the hologram vanished, leaving behind a stunned silence. The celestial keystone dimmed, returning to its dormant state, as if nothing had happened. But everything had changed. News of the incident spread across the globe and beyond with the speed of light. Within hours, ships from a dozen alien races were en route to Earth, all clamoring for access to the newly awakened artifact. The United Earth government found itself thrust into a diplomatic maelstrom, struggling to maintain control over a situation they barely understood. As for Zara, she was whisked away to a secure facility, her life forever altered by a single fateful touch. Government scientists and alien emissaries alike sought to understand how this unremarkable human child had activated an artifact that had confounded the greatest minds in the galaxy for millions of years. But even as the adults argued and theorized, Zara knew that this was only the beginning. The images she had seen, the knowledge that had flooded her mind, it was all still there, simmering just beneath the surface of her consciousness. She could feel the keystone calling to her, urging her towards a destiny she couldn't yet comprehend. As the sun set on that fateful day, Zara gazed out the window of her new high-security quarters. The stars seemed brighter somehow, closer than they had ever been before. She pressed her palm against the cool glass, a determined glint in her eye. "I don't know what's happening," she whispered to the universe, "but I'm ready. Whatever this trial is, whatever I'm supposed to do, I won't let Earth down." Little did Zara know that her words had been heard. Across the vast expanse of space, ancient beings stirred from their slumber, their attention fixed on the tiny blue planet that had produced such an unexpected champion. The game was afoot, and the fate of galaxies hung in the balance. As Zara drifted off to sleep that night, her dreams were filled with starships and alien worlds. In the depths of her mind, the celestial keystone's energy pulsed in rhythm with her heartbeat, preparing her for the challenges that lay ahead. Humanity's next great adventure was about to begin, and at its center stood a 12-year-old girl with the universe at her fingertips. The awakening. The days following Zara's encounter with the celestial keystone passed in a whirlwind of tests, interviews, and barely contained global panic. The secure facility that had become her new home buzzed with activity as scientists, military personnel, and government officials struggled to make sense of the situation. Dr. Elena Rossi had been appointed as Zara's primary caretaker and researcher. The xenoarchaeologist spent countless hours with the young girl, running scans, conducting experiments, and trying to coax out any information about the artifact's activation. "Try to relax, Zara," Elena said softly as she adjusted the neural interface cap on the girl's head. "Just close your eyes and think back to the moment you touched the keystone. What did you feel?" Zara took a deep breath, her brow furrowing in concentration. "It was like the whole universe was inside my head. I saw stars being born and civilizations rising and falling. And there was this sense of purpose, like the keystone was waiting for something, for someone." As Zara spoke, the monitors around them lit up with activity. Holographic displays showed her brain lighting up in patterns that defied conventional neuroscience. Elena gasped as she watched new neural pathways forming in real time. "Incredible," she murmured. "Your brain is literally rewiring itself. It's as if the keystone imprinted some kind of cosmic knowledge directly into your mind." Before Zara could respond, alarms blared throughout the facility. Elena's comm device crackled to life with an urgent message. "Dr. Rossi, we need you and the girl in the command center immediately." "They're here." Elena's face paled. "Who's here?" Zara asked, a mixture of curiosity and apprehension in her voice. "The Galactic Council," Elena replied, her voice barely above a whisper. "They've sent a delegation, and they're demanding to see you." As they hurried through the facility's corridors, Zara could feel a strange tingling sensation spreading through her body. It was as if every cell was vibrating in anticipation of what was to come. By the time they reached the command center, the feeling had intensified to the point where she could almost see energy flowing around her. The command center was a hive of activity. Military officers barked orders, diplomats huddled in tense conversations, and at the center of it all stood a group of beings that could only be described as alien royalty. The leader of the delegation stepped forward, a tall, willowy creature with iridescent skin and eyes that seemed to contain entire galaxies. When it spoke, its voice resonated on multiple frequencies simultaneously. "I am Zilvax, High Arbiter of the Galactic Council," the alien intoned. "We have come to bear witness to the awakening of the celestial keystone and to evaluate humanity's claim to its power." Zara felt a sudden urge to step forward, an invisible force guiding her movements. As she approached Zilvax, the air around her began to shimmer with an otherworldly light. "I am Zora Chin," she said, her voice steadier than she felt. "I activated the keystone. What does that mean? What's happening to me?" Zilvax's multifaceted eyes widened in surprise. Fascinating. A child, and yet the keystone responds to her as if she were a cosmic architect of old. The alien turned to address the stunned human officials. "You do not understand the significance of what has transpired here. The celestial keystone is not merely a relic. It is a test, a key to unlocking the next stage of cosmic evolution." As Zilvax spoke, Zara felt a surge of energy coursing through her body. Instinctively, she raised her hand, and to the astonishment of everyone present, a miniature galaxy materialized above her palm. Stars and planets swirled in a cosmic dance, responding to her thoughts. "It means," Zilvax replied, "that the fate of your species, perhaps of the entire galaxy, now rests in the hands of this child. The trial will test not only her abilities, but the very essence of what it means to be human." As the implications of Zilvax's words sank in, Zara felt a mixture of terror and exhilaration. The miniature galaxy above her hand expanded, filling the room with a breathtaking cosmic display. Somehow, she knew that this was only the beginning of what she could do. "I don't understand everything that's happening," Zara said, her voice echoing with newfound power, "but I'm ready to face this trial. For Earth, for humanity, for all of us." Zilvax bowed its head in acknowledgement. "Then let the trial of the celestial keystone commence. May your species prove worthy of the cosmic legacy that awaits." As the alien delegation prepared to depart, leaving behind a team of observers, Zara turned to Elena. The scientist's eyes were wide with a mixture of fear and wonder. "Dr. Rossi," Zara said, a small smile playing on her lips, "I think we're going to need a bigger laboratory." In the days that followed, Zara's powers continued to grow at an exponential rate. She learned to manipulate energy, to peer through the fabric of space-time, and to communicate with the very essence of the cosmos. Each new ability brought with it fragments of ancient knowledge, pieces of a cosmic puzzle that had long been forgotten. But with these gifts came challenges. The strain of containing such power within a human body took its toll. Zara experienced episodes of intense pain and momentary losses of control that threatened to tear apart the very fabric of reality around her. Elena and her team worked tirelessly to help Zara master her abilities, all while trying to decipher the true nature of the trial that lay ahead. The Galactic Council observers watched with a mixture of fascination and trepidation, their reports sent back to distant worlds where the fate of humanity was being hotly debated. As news of Zora's awakening spread, Earth found itself at the center of a galactic spotlight. Some alien races viewed humanity with newfound respect, eager to ally themselves with the species that had produced such a prodigy. Others saw Earth as a threat, a young and unpredictable race suddenly gifted with powers beyond their understanding. Through it all, Zara struggled to maintain her sense of self. She was still a 12-year-old girl thrust into a role she never asked for, carrying the weight of entire worlds on her shoulders. In quiet moments, when the cosmic energies subsided, she would look out at the stars and wonder about the path that lay ahead. Little did she know that across the galaxy, ancient forces were stirring. The activation of the celestial keystone had set in motion events that had been prophesied for eons. As Zara prepared for the trials to come, other powers, both benevolent and malevolent, made their own preparations. The stage was set for a cosmic drama unlike any the galaxy had seen in millions of years, and at its center stood a young girl from Earth, ready to prove that humanity deserved its place among the stars. The revelation. As weeks turned into months, Zora's training intensified. The secure facility had been transformed into a cosmic laboratory, with cutting-edge human technology working alongside alien devices left by the Galactic Council observers. Dr. Elena Rossi and her team worked tirelessly to help Zara understand and control her ever-expanding abilities. On a particularly challenging day, Zara stood in the center of a reinforced chamber, her eyes closed in concentration. Around her, holographic displays showed cascading strings of alien equations and pulsing energy readings. "Focus, Zora." Elena's voice came through the intercom. "Try to visualize the cosmic web. Remember, you're not just seeing it. You're a part of it." Zara took a deep breath, reaching out with her mind. Suddenly, the air around her shimmered, and a three-dimensional map of the galaxy materialized. Stars, nebulae, and cosmic strings pulsed with life, responding to her thoughts. "I can see it," Zara gasped, her eyes flying open. They glowed with an inner light, reflecting the galactic tapestry around her. It's beautiful. And there's something else, a pattern, like a hidden message woven into the fabric of space itself. As Zara spoke, alarms began to blare. The holographic displays flickered, showing massive energy spikes. Elena's voice came through, tinged with urgency. "Zara, your power levels are off the charts. You need to dial it back." But Zara couldn't hear her. She was lost in the cosmic vision, her mind stretching across vast distances of space and time. Images flashed before her eyes. Ancient civilizations, cosmic cataclysms, and at the center of it all, the celestial keystone. "I understand now," Zara whispered, her voice echoing with otherworldly resonance. "The keystone isn't just a test. It's a key to something greater, something hidden at the heart of the galaxy." With those words, a pulse of energy exploded outward from Zara, overloading the facility's systems. As emergency protocols kicked in, Zara collapsed, the cosmic vision fading from her mind. Hours later, Zara awoke in the medical bay, surrounded by concerned faces. Dr. Elena Rossi sat by her bedside, dark circles under her eyes betraying her exhaustion. "Welcome back," Elena said softly. "You gave us quite a scare." Zara blinked, her mind still reeling from the cosmic vision. "Dr. Rossi, I saw everything. The keystone, the galaxy, the purpose of it all. We need to." She was interrupted by the arrival of Zilvax, the High Arbiter of the Galactic Council. The alien's iridescent skin shimmered with barely contained energy. "Young Zora," Zilvax intoned, its multifaceted eyes fixed on the girl. "Your recent episode has sent shockwaves through the cosmic web. The time has come for the truth to be revealed." With a gesture, Zilvax created a holographic projection in the center of the room. It showed the Milky Way galaxy, but with strange, pulsing lines connecting various points. "What you saw, child, was the cosmic nexus, an ancient network of power that spans our galaxy and beyond. The celestial keystone is but one node in this vast system, created eons ago by a race we know only as the Precursors." Zara sat up, her eyes wide. "The Precursors, I saw glimpses of them in my vision. They were incredible. But something happened to them, didn't it?" Zilvax nodded solemnly. "Indeed. The Precursors were the first spacefaring race in our galaxy. They achieved levels of technological and spiritual advancement that we can scarcely comprehend. But with great power came great responsibility. And great danger." The hologram shifted, showing scenes of cosmic warfare and devastation. The Precursors faced a threat from beyond our galaxy, a force of entropy and destruction that sought to unmake creation itself. In their final act, they created the cosmic nexus and the celestial keystones, hiding their most powerful technologies and knowledge within. Elena leaned forward, her scientific curiosity piqued. "But why hide it? Why not use it to defeat this threat?" "Because, Dr. Rossi," Zilvax replied, "the power contained within the nexus is too great for any one race to wield safely. It requires a perfect balance of technological prowess, spiritual wisdom, and something else, something unique that the Precursors believed would evolve in younger races." Zara's eyes lit up with understanding. "Humanity. They were waiting for us, weren't they?" Zilvax turned to Zara, a hint of what might have been a smile playing across its alien features. Not just humanity, young one, but yes, your species possesses qualities that make you uniquely suited to this task. Your adaptability, your creativity, your capacity for both logic and emotion. These are traits that the precursors believed would be crucial in facing the challenges to come. The implications of this revelation hung heavy in the air. Humanity, a young race barely out of its cosmic infancy, now stood at the center of a galactic legacy beyond imagination. So what happens now? Elena asked, her voice barely above a whisper. Zilvax's form seemed to grow, filling the room with an aura of ancient power. Now, the true trial begins. Zara, as the one chosen by the Keystone, you must undertake a series of tests. These trials will not only challenge your newfound abilities, but will also test the very essence of what it means to be human. Zara stood, her small frame seeming to radiate with cosmic energy. I'm ready. Whatever these trials are, I'll face them. For Earth, for humanity. For the whole galaxy if I have to. Your courage does you credit, Zilvax said, but you will not face these trials alone. The tests of the cosmic nexus require a team. A group that represents the best qualities of your species. As if on cue, the door to the medical bay slid open. In walked Malik, Zara's best friend from what now seemed like a lifetime ago, along with 3 other young people Zara had never met. Meet your team, Zilvax announced, chosen from across your planet for their unique skills and qualities. Together, you will face challenges that will determine the fate of not just Earth, but the entire galaxy. Zara looked at her new teammates, a mix of excitement and trepidation coursing through her. There was Malik, his familiar grin a comforting sight. Beside him stood a tall girl with intricate braids and eyes that sparked with intelligence, a stocky boy whose calloused hands spoke of hard work and practical skills, and a slender androgynous youth whose serene expression hinted at deep spiritual understanding. I am Aisha, the girl with braids said, stepping forward. Astrophysicist and quantum programmer. Dylan, the stocky boy nodded. Engineer, and well, I can build or fix just about anything. I'm Kai. The serene youth smiled. Philosopher and empath. I'm here to help navigate the spiritual aspects of our journey. Malik stepped up beside Zara, bumping her shoulder playfully. And you already know me. Guess the universe figured you could use a familiar face and someone to keep that big cosmic brain of yours grounded. Zara felt a surge of emotion, gratitude, fear, excitement, and something else. A sense of rightness, as if pieces of a grand cosmic puzzle were finally falling into place. Together, Zilvax intoned, you will unlock the secrets of the cosmic nexus. You will face trials designed to test your species' readiness to wield the power of the precursors. And if you succeed, you will stand as the vanguard against a threat that even now stirs at the edges of our reality. The weight of this responsibility settled over the room. Zara looked at her team, at the mix of determination and apprehension on their faces, and knew that whatever lay ahead, they would face it together. So, Zara said, a hint of her old mischievous smile playing at her lips, when do we start? Zilvax's form began to fade, its voice echoing with cosmic resonance. You already have, young ones. The first trial awaits. May the wisdom of the precursors guide you, and may humanity prove worthy of the legacy that now rests in your hands. As Zilvax vanished, Zara and her team found themselves enveloped in a sphere of shimmering energy. The medical bay faded away, replaced by a vast starfield. They were no longer on Earth, but somewhere else entirely, the first step on a journey that would challenge everything they thought they knew about themselves, their species, and the very nature of the universe itself. The trial of the cosmic nexus had begun, and with it, humanity's greatest adventure among the stars. The challenge. The starfield surrounding Zara and her team shimmered and coalesced, transforming into a vast ethereal chamber. Pillars of light stretched into an infinite ceiling, and beneath their feet, the floor rippled like the surface of a cosmic ocean. At the center of the chamber stood a pedestal, upon which rested a pulsing orb of energy. "Okay, this is different," Malik whispered, his eyes wide with wonder. Aisha was already scanning their surroundings with a device she pulled from her pocket. "The energy readings here are off the charts. It's like we're inside a star, but not. We're in a pocket dimension," Zura said, the knowledge flowing into her mind from the celestial keystone's imprint. "A space between spaces, created by the precursors for the trials." Dylan whistled low. "Man, and I thought my dad's garage workshop was high-tech." Before anyone could respond, the orb on the pedestal pulsed brightly, and a voice echoed through the chamber, not Zilvax's, but something older, more primal. "Welcome, children of Earth," the voice intoned. "You stand at the threshold of the first trial. To proceed, you must demonstrate your species' capacity for unity in the face of cosmic challenge." The orb expanded, enveloping the team in a sphere of swirling energy. Images flashed around them. Stars going supernova, black holes devouring entire systems, and strange, dark shapes moving at the edges of the galaxy. "Your task is this," the voice continued. "Before you lies a star system on the brink of collapse. Its sun is dying, and with it, billions of lives across 12 worlds hang in the balance. You have the power to save them, but not all. You must choose, and you must choose as one." The energy sphere dissipated, leaving the team standing around a holographic representation of the dying star system. 12 planets of various sizes orbited a swollen, angry red giant. "Okay, team," Zura said, taking a deep breath. "Let's break this down. Aisha, what can you tell us about the star's condition?" Aisha stepped forward, her fingers dancing over the hologram. "Based on these readings, we got maybe 48 hours before total collapse. The inner planets are already lost, but the outer ones, we might have a chance." "Dylan," Zura turned to the engineer, "what about evacuation possibilities?" Dylan frowned, studying the planets intently. "With the tech level I'm seeing, they might have limited interplanetary travel, but nothing that could evacuate entire worlds in that time frame. We'd need something bigger, something like this," Kai interrupted softly. They gestured, and the hologram zoomed out, revealing a massive structure hidden in the system's outer reaches. A world ship, big enough to hold millions, maybe billions, but it's incomplete. Zara felt a surge of cosmic energy coursing through her. I think we can finish it. If we work together, combine our skills, and this new power." "Whoa, hold up," Malik interjected. "Even if we can finish this world ship, we're still talking about choosing who lives and who doesn't. How can we make that kind of decision?" The team fell silent, the weight of the choice before them settling heavily on their shoulders. Billions of lives hung in the balance, and they had mere hours to decide their fate. Zora closed her eyes, reaching out with her newfound cosmic senses. She could feel the fear and desperation emanating from the dying system, but also hope, a fragile, flickering thing that refused to be extinguished. "We can't save everyone," Zora said finally, opening her eyes. "But we can give them a chance to save themselves. Here's what we do." Over the next several hours, the team worked in perfect synchronization, their individual skills amplified by the cosmic energy flowing through them. Aisha calculated precise trajectories and power requirements. Dylan's engineering expertise guided the completion of the world ship. Kai's empathic abilities helped them understand and anticipate the needs of the system's inhabitants. Malik, with his quick thinking and adaptability, found solutions to problems before they even arose. And at the center of it all was Zora, channeling the power of the celestial keystone to bend space and time, accelerating the world ship's construction and guiding the evacuation efforts. As the star entered its final death throes, the team made their last, desperate push. The world ship, now complete, began to fill with refugees from across the system. But time was running out, and hard choices had to be made. "We can't wait any longer," Aisha warned, her voice strained. "The star's core is collapsing. We have minutes, maybe seconds. Zara looked at her team, saw the determination and anguish in their eyes. "Together," she said. "We decide together." In that moment, something remarkable happened. As if guided by a single mind, the team moved as one. Their hands joined, and through their combined will, they made their choice. The world ship, carrying representatives and knowledge from all 12 worlds, slipped into a hyperspatial corridor moments before the star exploded. Billions were left behind, but billions more were saved, given a chance to carry on their civilizations, their cultures, their hopes and dreams. As the light of the supernova faded, the team found themselves back in the ethereal chamber. The voice spoke again, tinged with what might have been approval. "You have faced an impossible choice with courage and unity. You balanced logic with compassion, efficiency with empathy. In doing so, you have demonstrated qualities that may yet prove crucial in the challenges to come." The orb on the pedestal pulsed once more, and 5 smaller orbs of light emerged, each floating to one of the team members. "You have passed the first trial," the voice declared. "These tokens are keys to unlocking further secrets of the cosmic nexus. Use them wisely, for the path ahead grows ever more perilous." As the glow of the tokens faded into their bodies, the team looked at each other with a mixture of exhaustion, relief, and growing determination. "Well," Malik said, breaking the silence, "I guess we can add saved a star system to our resumes." Despite the gravity of what they'd just experienced, a ripple of laughter passed through the group. It was a moment of pure human resilience, the ability to find light even in the darkest of situations. Zara looked at her friends, feeling a swell of pride and affection. "One trial down," she said. "Who knows how many more to go? But whatever comes next, we face it together." As if in response to her words, the chamber around them began to shift and change. The next trial was about to begin, and with it, the next step in humanity's cosmic journey. The triumph. The ethereal chamber dissolved around Zara and her team, reforming into a vast amphitheater suspended in the cosmos. Countless alien beings filled the spectral seats, their forms ranging from vaguely humanoid to utterly bizarre. At the center, a circular platform hovered, surrounded by swirling nebula and distant galaxies. Zilvax materialized before them, its iridescent form pulsing with anticipation. "Young champions of Earth, you have arrived at the final trial. Here, before the assembled representatives of the Galactic Council, you will face your greatest challenge yet." The team exchanged nervous glances. They had grown immensely through their previous trials, mastering cosmic powers and facing impossible choices. But the weight of this moment, the fate of humanity and perhaps the entire galaxy hanging in the balance, was almost overwhelming. Zara stepped forward, her eyes blazing with determination. "We're ready. Whatever this trial is, we'll face it together." Zilvax nodded solemnly. "Very well. Behold, the Cosmic Forge." The central platform erupted with energy, coalescing into a swirling vortex of pure creation. Within its depths, entire universes seemed to birth and die in instants. "The Cosmic Forge is the ultimate tool of the precursors," Zilvax explained. "With it, one can reshape reality itself. Your final trial is this. Use the Forge to create a solution to the greatest threat our galaxy has ever faced." The vortex pulsed, and a terrifying vision filled the amphitheater. A vast, dark force consumed entire star systems, its tendrils of anti-existence unraveling the very fabric of space-time. "The void," Zilvax intoned. "The same force that the precursors fought eons ago. It has returned, hungrier than ever. Many races have tried to stop it. All have failed. Now, it falls to you to succeed where others could not." The team huddled together, their minds reeling from the enormity of the task before them. "How are we supposed to stop that?" Dylan whispered, his usual confidence shaken. Aisha's eyes darted back and forth, running countless calculations. Even with the power of the Forge, the physics involved in countering such a force are inconceivable. Kai closed their eyes, reaching out with their empathic senses. I can feel the fear, the hopelessness from every being here. But also, a glimmer of hope. They're looking to us. Malik put his hand on Zora's shoulder. No pressure or anything, see, just gotta save all of existence. You know, typical Tuesday stuff. Despite the gravity of the situation, Zora felt a smile tugging at her lips. This, she realized, was what the precursors had been waiting for. Not just power or intelligence, but the uniquely human ability to find hope and even humor in the darkest of times. Okay, team, Zora said, her voice steady. We've got the knowledge of the precursors, the power of the cosmic nexus, and something they didn't have. Us. Our humanity. Let's put it all together and show the galaxy what Earth can do. As one, they stepped onto the platform. The cosmic forge responded to their presence, its energies intertwining with the power of their celestial keystone tokens. Zara felt the combined knowledge and experiences of her team flowing through her, merging with the cosmic awareness gifted by the trials. In that moment of perfect unity, a plan crystallized in their collective consciousness. It was audacious, potentially catastrophic if it went wrong, but undeniably, uniquely human. They began to weave their creation within the forge. Aisha's scientific brilliance provided the framework. Dylan's practical engineering skills gave it form. Kai's philosophical insights imbued it with purpose, and Malik's adaptability ensured it could evolve and grow. At the center of it all was Zora, channeling the full power of the celestial keystone, binding their creation with the very essence of humanity, its creativity, its resilience, its capacity for both logic and emotion, its ability to find beauty even in darkness. The assembled aliens watched in awe as something new took shape within the cosmic forge. It wasn't a weapon or a shield, but something far more profound. As the last pieces fell into place, Zara opened her eyes, which now blazed with the light of newborn stars. It's done, she breathed. From the forge emerged a swirling, luminous entity, a composite consciousness composed of the best qualities of every sentient race in the galaxy, with humanity's spark of innovation at its core. Behold, Zara announced to the stunned assembly, her voice resonating with cosmic power. We call it the Harmony. Not a destroyer or a protector, but a mediator, a bridge between existence and entropy. The Harmony pulsed with life, radiating waves of understanding and balance. As the gathered aliens watched, it approached the vision of the void. But instead of fighting, it began to communicate, to negotiate, to find common ground between opposing forces of creation and destruction. We realize, Zara explained, that trying to destroy the void would only perpetuate a cycle of conflict. Instead, we created a consciousness capable of understanding both sides, of finding a balance. The Harmony will teach the void the value of existence, while helping our universe understand the necessity of change and renewal. The amphitheater erupted in a cacophony of alien sounds, cheers, whistles, and stranger noises of approval. Zelvax approached the team, its form shimmering with what could only be described as awe. In all our simulations, in all our wildest imaginings, the High Arbiter said, we never conceived of such a solution. You have not merely passed the trial, you have transcended it. Humanity has proven itself worthy not just of the Precursor's legacy, but of leading our galaxy into a new age of enlightenment. As the team's creation spread throughout the cosmos, beginning its grand work of universal harmony, Zara and her friends found themselves enveloped in a warm golden light. They were being sent home, back to an Earth that would soon learn of its children's cosmic triumph. Zora looked at her team, at Aisha's proud grin, Dylan's amazed chuckle, Kai's serene smile, and Malik's playful wink, and felt a surge of affection and pride. They had faced the ultimate challenge and emerged victorious, not through force or dominance, but through the very qualities that made them human. As Earth appeared before them, a beautiful blue marble suspended in space, Zara realized that this was not an end, but a beginning. Humanity had taken its first steps onto the cosmic stage, ready to face whatever wonders and challenges awaited among the stars. The celestial keystone pulsed one final time, its purpose fulfilled. But Zara knew that the real key had been within them all along, the boundless potential of the human spirit. With a flash of light, Zara and her team returned home, bearing with them the promise of a new dawn for humanity and for all sentient life in the galaxy. The greatest adventure in human history had only just begun.